Chosen one, this message didn't find you by accident. God led you here for a reason. You've been wrestling with questions, waiting for answers, and holding on to faith, even when it looked like nothing was changing. But hear me clearly, tonight is not just another night. This is a divine appointment. God is about to step in and do what eyes have not seen and ears have not heard. The very thing that seemed impossible in your life, He is preparing to make possible. This isn't about luck. This isn't about chance. It's about timing. And God's timing is perfect. Let's break this down into 7 chapters so you understand what's about to happen in your life. Before we dive deep, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, because this message isn't just another video. It's a divine confirmation for the chosen ones. And a heartfelt thank you to everyone who's been supporting through Super Thanks. God bless you richly. Your support, your presence, and your faithfulness do not go unnoticed. To all of you who continually watch, listen, and align, I'm truly grateful. If your spirit feels this frequency, type 77 in the comments right now. That number isn't random. It's a prophetic signal that you're ready for the impossible to be made possible in your life. Ready for the divine breakthrough, the divine healing, and the divine restoration that has already been written into your story. Not everyone will make it to the end of this message. Only the truly chosen. Those who stay will receive clarity, deeper awareness, and prophetic confirmation that God is about to move in ways beyond human comprehension. This isn't a word you hear once and forget. This is a living prophecy, a spiritual blueprint unfolding piece by piece. Watch it again whenever your spirit leads you, because each time another layer of divine truth will rise to the surface. Let's dive in. Chapter 1. The God of Impossibilities, Chosen One. You serve a God who specializes in the impossible. The challenges that seem insurmountable, the doors that appear permanently closed, the mountains that tower over you, these are exactly the moments where God chooses to reveal His glory. What man calls impossible, God calls an opportunity. Every obstacle, every setback, every moment that feels like defeat is a stage for His power to manifest. Look back at the Red Sea parting for Moses. What looked like certain death for the Israelites became a highway of deliverance because God intervened. Think of the walls of Jericho falling for Joshua, not through human strength, but through faith, obedience, and God's supernatural power. Recall Jesus raising Lazarus from the dead, turning hopelessness into miraculous life, showing that no situation is beyond His control. These events are not just stories. They are windows into the character of God. They show that He operates above natural laws and human limitations. Chosen one, the trial you are facing may seem overwhelming, impossible, and unfair. You may feel trapped, cornered, or alone. But hear this clearly. What is impossible for man is never impossible for God. Every delay, every closed door, every no you've received is simply the prelude to a divine yes. The word impossible does not exist in His vocabulary. He sees beyond limitations, beyond circumstances, beyond human reasoning. Tonight, God is preparing to remind you of this truth. He is about to move in your life in ways that will leave you and others astonished. He is about to turn your waiting room into a room of celebration, your confusion into clarity, and your fear into faith. No challenge is too big, no problem too entrenched, no battle too fierce. The mountains that seem immovable are stepping stones when God chooses to act. The chains that bind you are merely temporary, because your God is a God of breakthroughs. Chosen one, the impossible is not a measure of weakness. It is a measure of God's power. The greater the impossibility, the greater the glory when He shows up. Your current situation, your current struggle, your current impossibility is tailored for a miracle. He is orchestrating circumstances, aligning people, and opening doors that human eyes cannot yet see. Do not be discouraged by appearances. Do not let doubt or fear whisper lies to your heart. Stand firm in faith. Expect divine intervention. Trust that your God is faithful to the covenant He has made with you. The impossible is not a dead end. It is the starting point for God to demonstrate His glory through your life. Chosen one, tonight is the night the impossible becomes possible. Tonight is the night that what men call hopeless becomes your testimony. Tonight is the night that God, the God of impossibilities, will move in your life in ways that will be unforgettable. Hold on to faith. Keep your heart surrendered and watch as the impossible becomes your miracle. Chapter 2. Your season of waiting wasn't in vain, chosen one. You've cried. You've prayed. You've poured your heart out in moments of desperation, sometimes even questioning if God was listening at all. You may have wondered why your breakthrough was delayed, why doors remained closed, or why the prayers you prayed didn't seem to produce immediate results. But hear this clearly: your waiting was never in vain. Every delay, every pause, every moment of silence had a divine purpose. God was never ignoring you. He was working behind the scenes, preparing you for a harvest greater than you imagined. During your waiting, God was aligning circumstances that only His wisdom could orchestrate. He was positioning people, removing obstacles, and shifting situations in ways that human eyes could not see. Every setback was a setup. Every closed door was a redirection to something better. Every unanswered question was a quiet training ground for patience, faith, and endurance. What felt like silence was actually preparation, the secret work of God, building a foundation for your greatest breakthrough yet. Chosen one, understand this. Sometimes breakthroughs are delayed because God's timing is perfect. What you prayed for months ago may not have arrived yet because it was not yet fully formed, fully aligned, or fully prepared. And this is good, because God's best is always worth the wait. Your faith, your perseverance, your unwavering trust in Him are being multiplied in this season. God is not punishing you with delay. He is promoting you through preparation. The reason it felt like heaven was silent is because the breakthrough God is about to release is far greater than what you were even asking for. What seemed lost is now being restored. What seemed impossible is now becoming inevitable. Tonight is not about dwelling on what you missed, what didn't happen, or what failed to manifest. Tonight is about the glory that is coming. Tonight is about the restoration, multiplication, and elevation that only God can bring. Even the greatest figures in Scripture waited for their divine moments. Joseph waited in prison before ascending to power. David waited in the fields before becoming king. Abraham waited for the promise of Isaac. Every moment of waiting was a vital part of God's plan, and just like them, your waiting was not wasted. It was refining you, strengthening your character, and preparing you to handle the blessings, favor, and authority that are coming. Chosen one, do not despise the delay. Do not grow weary in your season of waiting. Every tear, every sleepless night, every quiet prayer is a seed being planted for a harvest of unimaginable blessing. God is about to restore more than you lost, multiply what you have sown, and position you in a way that will leave even your enemies in awe. So lift your head, strengthen your faith, and stand in expectation. The season of waiting is over. The doors you have been praying for are opening. The promises that seemed far away are drawing near. And the God who never fails is about to show up on your behalf in ways that will redefine your life forever. Chapter 3. The enemy's plan is cancelled. Chosen one, hear me clearly. The enemy thought he had you trapped. He whispered lies into your ear, telling you it was over. He tried to convince you that your prayers would never be answered, that your dreams would remain unfulfilled, and that your breakthrough would never come. But the truth is this: the enemy's greatest weapon is deception, and his power only lasts as long as you believe the lie. Now God is exposing every lie he whispered, every trap he set, and every plan he thought would succeed against you. What the enemy intended for your destruction will now backfire. The schemes he carefully crafted, the people he tried to use, the distractions he sent, all of it is collapsing under the authority of God. The chains that tried to hold you back, the doors that seemed permanently closed, and the storms that seemed unending are now being broken. Every assignment he tried to steal from you is being restored. Every delay he orchestrated is now being replaced with divine acceleration. Chosen one, understand this: the enemy's strategies are temporary, but God's plan for you is eternal. He has the final say. Every lie, every setback, every moment of discouragement was never the end. It was the setup for your victory. The very obstacles he placed in your path are now becoming the testimony that will glorify God. What looked like defeat is now becoming your promotion. What looked like silence from heaven is now the calm before the loudest breakthrough of your life. The enemy may continue to rage, but he cannot outsmart the Almighty. He may try to intimidate, distract, or confuse you, but his power is limited. Every effort he made to slow you down is now fueling your rise. Tonight, chosen one, The spiritual forces that sought to oppose you are being dismantled. The plans that were designed to steal, kill, and destroy are being transformed into testimonies of God's power, favor, and protection. Do not fear the enemy's past attacks. Do not doubt God's ability to overturn them. The same God who split the Red Sea for Moses, shut the mouths of lions for Daniel, and raised the dead through Jesus is fighting for you. Every plot that was meant to hinder your destiny is now being rewritten to align with God's perfect timing and purpose. The enemy's plan is not only cancelled, it is reversed. Chosen one, lift your head and stand in authority. Declare freedom over your life. Speak breakthrough over your circumstances. Know that every chain, every obstacle, every plot against you has been dismantled by the hand of God. Your prayers are answered. Your destiny is intact. Your breakthrough is coming. The enemy may have schemed, but God has always had the final word. Tonight, the enemy's plan is cancelled. Every delay is turning into acceleration. Every setback is becoming a setup. And every attack meant to stop you is now paving the way for your triumph. Stand firm, chosen one, because what God has for you is unstoppable, unshakable, and undeniable. Chapter 4. Miracles break out in the midnight hour, chosen one. Throughout Scripture, some of the greatest breakthroughs happened at night. Paul and Silas prayed and sang hymns in the prison at midnight, and the very doors that held them captive flew open by the power of God. The Israelites crossed the Red Sea in the darkness, walking through waters that should have drowned them, yet emerged victorious on the other side. Jacob wrestled with God all night, refusing to let go until he received the blessing. And by morning, his life was forever changed. Tonight, chosen one, God is reminding you that the night is not a place of defeat, delay, or despair. The night is a place of preparation, a place of testing, and a place of unseen miracles. While the world sleeps, heaven is moving on your behalf. Your prayers, even those whispered in tears and silence, are reaching the ears of God. Every tear, every sigh, every groan in your waiting room is being transformed into your breakthrough. Expect the unexpected, because your midnight is about to turn into a miracle. The situations that felt impossible in daylight, the finances, the relationships, the doors that seemed permanently closed, are now being released under divine intervention. What the enemy tried to destroy while the world slept is being restored while you worship and trust. God works in the hidden hours, in the unseen moments, where human effort fails and only divine power prevails. Chosen one, do not despise the quiet moments, the late nights, or the times when you feel alone. These are the hours when God positions you for victory. The enemy may think he has the advantage because you are in the dark, but God's light shines brightest in midnight. The chains that held you, the obstacles that slowed you, and the opposition that mocked you are all about to collapse under his power. What felt impossible, inconvenient, or overwhelming is now being overturned by the same Spirit that raised the dead and parted seas. Tonight, the miracles God has been preparing for you will begin to manifest. Expect sudden favor, unexpected opportunities, divine encounters, and answers to prayers that seemed delayed. Heaven is aligning circumstances, orchestrating divine appointments, and opening doors that no man can shut. Your midnight is not wasted. It is the stage for your triumph. Chosen one, lift your heart, stand in faith, and prepare to witness the impossible. God's timing is perfect, and his power is unstoppable. What begins in your midnight will shine throughout your days. Let your spirit anticipate. Let your faith rise, and let your expectation be high, because the God of miracles is at work and your breakthrough is about to explode in ways you never imagined. The night is your victory ground. The midnight hour is your glory hour. Chapter 5. The doors about to open, chosen one. You've knocked on doors before and they seemed permanently closed. You've applied, prayed, waited, and still watched opportunities slip through your fingers. You've faced rejection, not because you weren't qualified, not because you weren't capable, but because the timing wasn't aligned with God's divine calendar. But hear this clearly: what man shut, God is about to open. And when he opens a door, no one, no person, no system, no enemy can close it. The doors God is opening for you are not ordinary doors. These are destiny doors. They are not the kind that lead to temporary opportunities or fleeting success, but doors that shift the trajectory of your life. These doors will bless you, your children, and generations after you. They are covenant doors, carrying the weight of God's promises and the power of His faithfulness. You see, man's rejection was only a redirection. Every no you faced was God's way of preserving you for the right yes. Every delay was protection from counterfeit doors that would have wasted your time, drained your energy, or led you off the path of your true calling. Now, in this season, the divine alignment is here. God is setting you up to walk into rooms you once thought you'd never enter, to sit at tables you were once excluded from, and to receive invitations that once seemed unimaginable. Chosen one, prepare yourself, because the calls you never expected are coming. The blessings you thought were out of reach are now within your grasp. The opportunities you stopped even daring to pray for are about to manifest before your eyes. These are not man-made chances. These are God-ordained breakthroughs. And when they come, you will know it was nobody but God who opened the way. This is not just about you. The door that is opening will bless those connected to you. It will break generational curses, release generational blessings, and prove to your family, your community, and even your enemies that the hand of God is upon you. What you walk into will be so great, so undeniable, that even those who once doubted you will have to confess that the Lord has done it. So don't be surprised when the door swings wide suddenly. Don't be shocked when favor locates you out of nowhere. Don't second guess when the opportunity arrives, because you've already been prepared in the waiting season. This is your moment to step through with boldness, humility, and gratitude. Chosen one, lift up your head. Wipe the tears from your eyes. The season of closed doors is over. The God who holds the keys of David, the God who opens and no man can shut, is unlocking your destiny tonight. Walk through it with faith, because this door is not just a blessing. It is a divine assignment that will change everything. Trust, worship, and expect, because your miracle is coming, bold, undeniable, and divinely orchestrated. Chapter 6. Your faith is activating the impossible. Chosen one, faith is the currency of heaven. It is the invisible force that moves the hand of God, the key that opens doors no man can shut, and the bridge between your prayers and God's power. It is not your strength, your resources, or your connections that make the impossible possible. It is your faith. God never required you to have endless resources or perfect circumstances. He required one thing, that you believe. And Scripture tells us that even if your faith is as small as a mustard seed, it has the power to command mountains to move. Faith is not about size. It's about substance. It is the conviction that God is who He says He is and will do what He said He would do. And tonight, heaven is bearing witness to your faith. Every time you refused to quit, you were sowing seeds in the unseen realm. Every prayer whispered in pain, every song sung through tears, every moment you chose to worship instead of worry, those were all deposits into heaven's account. And now the return is coming. Chosen one, your faith has not been easy. It has been refined through fire. You've been tested in the waiting room of life. You've faced silence from heaven and wondered if your cries were in vain. You've endured seasons where you had no evidence that things would turn around. Miracles are aligning. Opportunities are being unlocked. Divine appointments are being scheduled in your favor. Chosen one, this is not about what you lost. It's about what is about to be released. The faith you exercised in hidden places is about to produce blessings in public spaces. God is not just honoring your faith. He is multiplying it into a testimony so great that everyone connected to you will know this was the hand of God. So lift your head, strengthen your spirit, let your expectation rise, because the impossible is not just possible, it's already on its way to you. And when it arrives, it will carry the signature of heaven. Chapter 7. Walk into your miracle with humility and praise. Finally, chosen one, when the impossible becomes possible in your life, don't ever forget the one who made it happen. Miracles are not meant to inflate your ego. They are designed to glorify God. When the doors swing wide, when the breakthrough arrives, when the phone call, the healing, or the restoration comes, remember this truth. It was not your power, not your wisdom, not your connections, but the Spirit of the living God who moved on your behalf. Don't just receive the blessing, acknowledge the blesser. Too many get their miracle and run, forgetting the God who carried them through the storm. But you, chosen one, are different. You know that every open door, every healing, every restoration is a divine gift. Walk into your miracle with humility, understanding that you are simply a vessel chosen to carry God's glory. Pride has no place in this next level. Gratitude must be your language and humility your garment. And remember this, your miracle is not just for you. Yes, it will bless your life, but it carries a ripple effect. It is a testimony that others will see and be encouraged by. Your story will remind someone else that God is still in the business of parting seas, moving mountains, and raising the dead things back to life. The favor that is about to rest on you will become a light in the darkness for someone who has been praying for a sign that God is still listening. Chosen one, your testimony is about to carry prophetic weight. That healing will encourage the sick. That breakthrough will ignite hope in the hopeless. That open door will inspire faith in those who feel forgotten. What God is doing in your life is not just personal, it's generational. You are proof to those around you that God is real, active, and faithful to His word. Even your enemies will have to admit that it was God who lifted you. Even the doubters will have no choice but to witness the evidence of His hand on your life. What He is about to do will silence every voice that mocked you. What He is about to release will shake the atmosphere around you. And what He is birthing through you will be remembered long after this moment passes. So tonight, don't go to bed anxious, restless, or doubtful. Go to bed expecting. Go to bed praising. Go to bed declaring with confidence that the God of the impossible has already set things in motion. Rest in the assurance that angels are working, doors are unlocking, and miracles are aligning even as you sleep. Your midnight has shifted into morning, and joy is rising with the dawn. Chosen one, step into this new season with praise on your lips and humility in your heart. Let your life be a song of thanksgiving, a living sermon that points to the one who turned your test into testimony. Walk boldly into your miracle, but never forget to kneel in gratitude before the miracle worker. This is not just the end of a chapter. It is the beginning of a new story, a story where you are no longer the one waiting for breakthrough, but the one walking in it. And as you walk, remember, the best posture is always humility, and the highest response is always praise.